After those long nights and grey days of winter, there's no better sight to show that spring has finally sprung than a host of golden daffodils. And visitors come from far and wide to view this beautiful display. So where is it? Find out in just a moment. Today's house hunters are longing to move away from cluttered coastal living to wide open spaces in the countryside. Our properties offer the country style they've always craved. Could you imagine yourselves in here?
Yes.
Yes. Don't look so surprised.
Along with bedrooms which blow them away.
Perfect.
He's happy. If he's happy, I'm happy.
Today I'm in Staffordshire and the daffodils are in full bloom here at Shugborough Hall. There are thought to be around 50 species of daffodils growing wild in Britain, but that's just a drop in the ocean compared to the 24,000 cultivated varieties that can be found in our gardens. It's a staggering number that reflects the enduring popularity of this vibrant symbol of British springtime. The landlocked county of Staffordshire is situated in the West Midlands region of England, covering an area of over 1,000 square miles. The north of the county features the heather-covered Staffordshire moorlands, a great vantage point to take in panoramic views across this undulating natural and working landscape. In the south lies the market town of Tamworth, with its historic Norman castle overlooking the River Tame. The castle's motte, or mound, is the second largest in the country after Windsor. Open, sweeping landscapes include Cannock Chase, a protected area of outstanding natural beauty. And set by the River Trent, Great Haywood is home to the picturesque Haywood Junction, where two of the country's finest canals meet. With 6,000 acres of national parks and a multitude of historic gems, Staffordshire is a savvy choice for aspiring escapees. If you're after a slice of rural life in a county that offers some truly remote countryside but is in a central accessible location, then Staffordshire is worth some serious consideration. House prices are hard to beat too. The average cost of a detached property here is £220,000. That's £60,000 below the national figure. So what is it about Staffordshire that excites our potential buyers? Let's meet them and find out. Angie and Steve met 18 months ago through a chance encounter when she was invited to join Steve and his friends aboard his boat. They were sailing to the Isle of Wight from Christchurch in Dorset, where they both live.
Love at first sight.
Yes, it was. Love at first sight.
Steve's a fascinating man. He's intelligent, very sociable, good sense of humour.
Angie is a very caring and kind person. She has a lot of friends. She's liked by everybody.
Corporate events manager Angie moved in with electronics MD Steve just 2 weeks after they met. However, having lived in the area for over 3 decades, Angie has noticed a lot of recent local development.
There's been a lot of development and interest in the coast, and big apartment blocks have been popping up, and there's a load more cars, loads more people. It's just very, very, very busy now.
Living life in the fast lane, both Angie and Steve currently travel extensively, conducting business across the UK and Europe. They feel that a move to Staffordshire, relocating away from the coast, would be more beneficial to their lifestyle.
Moving towards the middle of the UK, in towards the country, allows us to have a much better location because it'll be less time travelling. So should give me the ability to have more of a better work-life balance.
I would like to spend even more time at home. It's time to just slow down now.
Angie and Steve both have grown-up children from previous relationships, and having spent time with Angie's daughter in Staffordshire, they've realised that in addition to the area's convenient location, it's also the ideal place for them to buy their first home together.
It's such a beautiful area. I love the countryside, not only because of the views that it lets you enjoy, but you can get some solitude and tranquility.
Everything changes as the seasons go. There is a lot to enjoy, and the quietness, which you don't get in a built-up area.
By reducing the pace of their busy lives, our buyers hope this move to the countryside will allow them to dedicate more time to their leisure pursuits.
I started riding when I was 5, so I'm really looking forward to getting back in the saddle and spending a lot more time doing that.
I've acquired myself a vintage car to enjoy cruising around the countryside.
Also, Steve loves to keep chickens, and it's something I've not done.
We're looking for more land, ideally to change some hobbies and interests, bring along some animals.
Their faithful four-legged sidekick Truffles will be moving with them, and they're hopeful that a new location won't just bring them a new lease of life, but also a renewed focus on each other into their future.
I'm looking forward to the move so that we have more us time.
I'm going to naturally miss the coast, but I'm even more excited about moving to the country.
Angie and Steve are fairly flexible about where they live within the county, as long as it has good access to motorways and airports for their work commitments. I'm catching up with them to pinpoint what they want from their new country pad. Well, welcome to Staffordshire. So what is it that draws you to this part of the countryside?
Well, my daughter lives up here, so we've spent some time with her and loved it. Every time we've come up, we've enjoyed our time here.
What's on the wish list for this lovely property here in the country?
The wish list is long.
We like long, we don't mind long. As long as it's doable.
Primarily we want some land, because we are looking at having some animals, and space. We're quite social people. We like spacious houses. We don't want doors that are going to stay shut and rooms that are going to be unused. So even though there's only 2 of us with the occasional visitor, we're looking for space, and of course we need to work.
Home office space.
Okay. So it sounds like you're looking for a lot of space, but space that you can use to live in, for offices, for living space, rather than lots of bedrooms that you might not use.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you say land, how much land?
2 to 5 acres.
Oh, OK, so that's a challenge. Now, what about community? Is a local community important to you?
I think it would be nice to have the obvious local community in terms of a nice local pub, good food, and not too far for the emergency milk that you need to purchase.
OK, and neighbours? How do you fancy having a few neighbours around you?
I think we both are looking for a bit more seclusion.
Having a neighbour there is OK, as long as they're not in full view all day.
OK. Now, remind me of the budget.
In an ideal world, we'd be looking to spend around £650,000. If something really blew us away, we could probably stretch to 7, but it would have to be move-inable.
It's a good, healthy sum of money for this part of the country, and you'll be pleased to hear that we've got some fantastic properties to show you. Do you want to take a look?
Love to.
Let's do it.
Angie and Steve have a healthy budget of £700,000 and a very precise list of requirements. They're after 4 bedrooms with enough living space to allow for regular entertaining and home office options for them both. Ideally, they'd also like enough land to house some animals, all wrapped up in an edge-of-village location. We've lined up an enticing mix of properties that aim to meet our couple's brief. And after each of the tours, they'll have to guess the price before I reveal it to them. Our final house is the mystery option, thrown in for good measure to challenge these ideals and make them reconsider their priorities. We're starting our property search in the village of Standon, just 4 miles from Eccleshall, where Angie's daughter lives. Lying in a conservation area, Eccleshall is a thriving market town featuring many attractive Georgian-fronted buildings neatly lining its high street. The town offers a range of local stores, a sweet shop and a variety of pubs and restaurants. Back in Standon, the River Sow meanders around the edge of the village, just a few minutes' drive from our house. A sprawling property, which is best appreciated from the rear. Now, this is the property that I brought you both to see. What are your initial thoughts on it?
It's modern.
Yeah, more modern than expecting.
Part of the reason we're here is because of the location. It's 10 minutes from Eccleshall.
OK,
Which
Perfect area.
I know you know well.
the right location.
Because your daughter's in Eccleshall, isn't she? Now, you said it's a house. Are you interested to see if it feels like a home inside?
Indeed, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you must.
OK, come on, let's go and look. Formerly 2 cottages built in the 1930s, this modern property was made into a single dwelling in 1997. The exterior may not have impressed our buyers, but I'm hoping that the open plan layout inside will be more to their taste. So I'll bring you in through the folding doors into a lovely, big, spacious family room, kitchen, diner. It's a great size space. And just come on here, because I want you to get a better idea of how the space works, and there is a lot of it.
And it flows.
It does flow.
It's good open space.
Yeah.
Could you imagine yourselves in here?
Yes.
Yes. Don't look so surprised.
Slightly am, actually. That isn't the response I was necessarily expecting from after we talked outside.
No, it's nice.
Open minds. When there's just 2 of us for the majority of the time, it's nice to be able to have somewhere to sit, to eat, to relax without moving too much.
And on the subject of places to sit, that's something that this house isn't short of, so let me show you another one of them.
Okay.
Flowing on through from the kitchen, the dining area should be spacious enough for their dinner guests. This is your sitting room.
Okay.
What I liked about it was the cosy feel that it has in here, that when it is a cold winter's night, you come and lock yourself away in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely.
What do you
And I agree totally.
Yeah. And it does flow. It does flow.
It definitely
It's
flows.
good space.
Yeah, this is the more formal evening, cosy.
Yeah, warm. I guess we should look upstairs.
I think we should.
Yeah, that's a good cue. Come on, let's follow on. Also on the ground floor, there's a large study with an adjoining conservatory overlooking the garden. Back through the entrance hall, we're heading upstairs. All 5 bedrooms are good-sized doubles. One is currently used as a twin, whilst another is used as a dressing area. A further roomy double benefits from its own ensuite, and there's also a family bathroom. Now I'm going to show you what is the master bedroom.
It's a good size.
Yeah.
Yep, good size.
How do you feel, though, about the fact that this house has got 5 bedrooms?
See what we can.
Yeah. Maybe we can
make them into
change
3.
Knock it.
Or make it into 4.
You're talking about knocking walls down?
5 bedrooms would be wasted, so we'd have to look at what we could do in terms of just making some bigger rooms, but fewer. So there's a lot of improvements that can be made.
I'm going to take you downstairs and out into the garden because I have an idea that I'd like to talk to you about. Now you seem quite receptive to ideas and knocking things down and building things.
Okay.
After a shaky start, Angie and Steve seem to be appreciating the full potential of this property. With a garden of half an acre, there isn't enough room to keep sheep, but there is a duck pond and enough space for chickens and goats to roam amongst the established garden and woodland, as well as a large lawned area and a patio for dining outdoors. I was quite pleasantly surprised inside with the reaction from the 2 of you, but I sensed that it was the outside that didn't grab you straight away.
Yeah, the curbside appeal doesn't get it for me, but inside works.
Just coming back to the curb appeal of the house, how familiar are you with the New England style property, those wooden clad properties?
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know, the beach house type.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because I think the shape of the house, and particularly with all those gables, lends itself to perhaps being clad in wood. You could cedar clad it, you could paint it, and give it that kind of very sort of, New England feel.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I like your thinking.
Could potentially change how you view it from the outside quite
It would.
dramatically.
Yeah.
But of course, that would all depend on how much money you have left in your budget.
It would.
So, shall we move on to that one?
Ooh, it's a whole lot of house. So I'm going to tip my hat at 675.
I'm going to go lower than that. I'm going to say 640.
OK, well, you're both under, actually. It was on the market for £725,000. It was reduced a year ago to £695,000.
I'm sort of surprised, but not wholly.
Yeah, because it is a lot. It's a lot of bedrooms, it's a lot of house.
Well, why don't you two go back inside, have a chat about knocking walls down, putting cedar cladding on, have a think.
Okay.
Let's do that.
OK, I'll see you soon. £5,000 under our couple's maximum budget, this modern detached property has 5 bedrooms, open-plan kitchen and living spaces, and home office options that seem to suit their desired lifestyle. Although well presented throughout, it appears to offer the potential for our buyers to make it their own.
Aha,
OK, the office.
potential office.
Interesting why it runs into the conservatory. Not quite sure how that works.
My initial thoughts when I saw the property were it's a modern purpose-built house. So I was a little bit disappointed when we first saw it. However, when we came inside, the space downstairs was beautiful. It is pretty much perfect in terms of its flow and its space. The ground floor of the house has been given some love and care, but upstairs I think it needs quite a bit of attention.
I think the property needs some work to turn it into the perfect home for us, in part because of the excess number of bedrooms. And outside doesn't have the, it doesn't have the separate office space, and of course there's no adjoining land for the animals.
Oh no, you're going to make me get up from this lovely sunny spot, aren't you?
It's time.
So have you seen enough to get some thoughts about it?
Yes, I think we have, yeah. We've spent some good time walking around the house.
You're quite cagey, you two, aren't you? You're not giving much away at this point.
I think it's probably time for a glass of wine and some mulling over.
Sounds good to me. The Staffordshire countryside has been shaped by its working landscape. Arable and pastoral farms are both common throughout the county, and Angie and Steve are keen to find out more about what the land could offer them. So we've arranged for them to meet Louise Fletcher-Chard, who runs a small educational farm in the heart of the county, helping people with learning disabilities. She started with just 2 horses, but now her land is home to 5 other types of livestock, including sheep, pigs and poultry.
So tell me about Sherratt's Wood.
Well, we're not a traditional working farm. We're helping some of the most vulnerable people in our community with learning disabilities, mental health problems, brain injury, to develop the skills to live an ordinary life. So they learn about teamwork, they learn about communication, and they do that through the animals.
But what sort of activities do you do on a daily basis with your participants?
They get involved in everything that we do, mucking at pigs, feeding all the animals. So these are some of our Portland sheep.
Would you say sheep make good companions or best left alone?
You can see in here that we've got a pygmy goat in with them, and I think as long as the companion animal that comes in isn't aggressive or too assertive, the sheep tend to be quite accepting of them, really.
Would these be suited for us?
Oh yes, they're really good smallholders breed, the Portlands. They're really easy to look after. You really don't need to be up early to look after sheep. You just get fed once. Generally for us it's midday, that sort of time.
Very civilised.
Yes, indeed.
To keep any farm animal on your land, you need a holding number and must follow regulations and guidelines set out by animal health authorities such as DEFRA. Lambing season is underway at Sherratt's Wood, and although Angie and Steve aren't thinking about breeding sheep, let's hope they don't become too attached to these little beauties.
Do you want to hold?
Yeah. And how old is he?
This is Zara, and she was born on Friday. She's only 4 days old. And this is Zed. He's 3 weeks old. You can see the difference already.
So they get used to being handled really quickly?
Oh, yeah.
Go on then, Zed.
So if you want to come with me, I'll take you to see some other animals that I think might suit you.
Thank you.
In the mid-1800s, Shetland ponies were brought to Staffordshire and other counties to work in the coal mines, instead of children and women, who by then were prohibited by law. Their strength and size made them perfect for passing through low underground tunnels, hauling truckloads of coal. Today, they are simply loved as family pets or used to entertain children with rides at country fairs.
So how much land do these guys need?
They don't need an awful lot of grazing. Half an acre, you'd be absolutely great.
So would they make good companions for a horse?
Oh, brilliant, yeah. Although they do tend to think that they're bigger than they actually are, so they do tend to be quite cheeky.
The docile nature of Shetlands means they're low maintenance for owners. Once a month, they need to be brushed from head to tail to remove mud and check that they're healthy.
So, if you want, get your brushes and just give her a little bit of a brush. And you can use that one, Angie, to do a mane, actually, works well. This is the type of time where we would just check whether they are feeling a bit fat.
OK.
And we'd also have a look at their feet as well. So we would run our hands down, pick their feet up, Just make sure that they looked okay, making sure that the nose is clear, looking really healthy, nice bright eyes. She's looking happy.
Thank you so much for sharing your animals with us.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
With a better understanding of what it takes to keep livestock, all that's left is to find our couple a suitable plot of land, as well as the right property. Angie and Steve from the town of Christchurch in Dorset have a budget of up to £700,000 and they're itching to buy their first home together in rural Staffordshire. Coming up, our mystery property throws uncertainty into the mix. You've gone very quiet on me. I can hear your brain whirring almost. And I get to grips with the county's most iconic of agricultural monster machines. It's like driving a really big automatic car.
Exactly.
You know, Angie and Steve have got a really healthy budget for this part of the country, but they also have a very healthy wish list, which they're not prepared to compromise on. But I've got high hopes for today's two properties, particularly the mystery house, which I think will offer them that elusive flow that they're after, as long as they can live with the neighbours. But before we get to the mystery house, for our next property stop, we're travelling north and hopping over the border into Cheshire. Our destination is the village of Bridgemere, which has great road and rail connections for Angie and Steve's work. Nearby is the village of Audland, with a run of 15 locks on the Shropshire Union Canal. There are canal-side pubs and it attracts thousands of visitors annually. The high street has a delicatessen, local stores and post office. And 5 miles away is the house I want to show them.
It certainly has Steve's curbside appeal.
Yes, yeah.
It looks really lovely.
It's a 1960s house, but it's got a lot of character going on, which I know would appeal to you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, shall we see if you're still smiling when we get inside?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Come on. Over the 10 years that the current owners have lived here, they have scoured reclamation yards for timeless pieces to add a sense of tradition and rustic charm to the exterior and interior of the house. Come into a really good-sized entrance hall. I'm going to show you, first of all, the main family room.
It doesn't look like a 1960s property. No. Exciting property, like it.
Do you? How do you feel? Can you imagine yourselves, you know, cozying down in here?
Definitely.
This actually isn't the largest living and entertaining space. That's just around here, so follow me. You've got this substantial-sized dining hall. Beautiful. And then this brings us through to this really lovely summer room, a snug. Again, you know, lots of great features found in those reclamation yards.
And still lots of light, because even though there's a lot of wood, and quite dark wood, it's there's lots of light coming in.
And it's got this kind of quite modern feel, I think, which is in contrast
It's beautiful.
to the rest of the house.
It's good.
It's got great personality.
The doors are lovely. They open out on both sides, one onto the garden, the other onto the patio area that gets the sun all day, and apparently it's a fantastic barbecue spot.
OK.
Well, you've got smiles on your faces and your eyes are lighting up, so...
Yeah.
It's really homely, quirky.
OK, well, I know kitchen is important, particularly to you, Angie, so I bet you're keen to take a look at that.
I'm very keen now.
Back through the dining hall, there's also a large utility room, and I'm hoping the positive vibes I'm getting from Angie and Steve are going to keep coming.
Wow.
Is this your style, Angie?
Yeah, I think the set-out's OK. It'd be nice if it was a little bit bigger, but doable.
And what about the elusive flow that we've been talking a lot? Are you getting a feel that the house has a flow?
I think it has the warm feel. It's welcoming, and because it's open space going through the dining hall towards the sunroom, it's
Sort
working.
of works.
OK, you keen to see upstairs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go look at the bedrooms. We're heading upstairs to where there are 4 bedrooms in total. The 3 double bedrooms, although full of character, don't lack in space and light. There's also an airy single and a wood-panelled bathroom. So I want to show you the master suite, which I know is something that you were both quite keen on. As you can see, this has got lots of space. It's got good-sized ensuite just around the corner there. Is this the kind of thing you had in mind?
Perfect.
He's happy. If he's happy, I'm happy.
What do you like about it?
Space,
I was going to say,
character.
yeah, the mix of space is right. This is the perfect size bedroom.
One of the things yesterday that I know was a bit of an issue for both of you was office space, because in an ideal world, you'd rather not have the bedroom next door becoming the office. And I'm happy to say that that's not a problem that you'll face in this house.
Okay.
So come on, let me show you the office.
Okay.
Gotta go back downstairs.
The office is built above the double garage, which is attached to the house. Stylish in its finish, it's spacious enough for a double bed and a smart ensuite.
So, is this the kind of thing you had in mind?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lots of daylight.
No, it's nice.
Doesn't need anything doing to it.
Yeah. That's good.
Nice views.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
There's actually attached to the house a separate one-bedroom annex. It's a really good size and it gives you another alternative for an office space, or you could have one each. So we've got to go back out into the garden and we'll wander through and take a look at it.
Okay.
Back outside and with its very own entrance, the annex here isn't shy of space either. There's a good-sized studio-style living area with a fully fitted kitchen, compact shower room and a double bedroom.
Come on into the one-bedroomed annex. So is this a welcome addition or actually something that you think you wouldn't use?
I think it's a welcome addition if we were to make this the office space, because there's a lot of room in here to actually have office and meeting space.
Which is what you wanted.
Absolutely. Choices now.
Yeah.
But you haven't seen the garden yet.
Okay.
While the house here gives them super-sized proportions, the compromise is on the land. The secluded and tranquil garden makes up 3/4 of an acre and is mostly lawned, surrounded by established trees, and also features a charming brook. There's not enough space for a horse, but there could be next door.
The neighbour keeps horses, she has stables and she's got a number of paddocks at the back of the house.
Right.
Who knows, you could have a conversation with her. You're smiling still.
Still
That's
smiling,
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think that
It's
might
got-
have to be the compromise.
It's got good space.
And now I think we need to talk about the price, don't we?
Yes. It is a lot of property, and I think it's going to be over our budget at $725.
It is a beautiful house, lot of house and lovely grounds, so I'm going to push up to 750.
Are you? OK. Well, you'll be both very pleased to hear that this property is actually under your budget. It's on at £650,000.
That's good news.
Yeah, that's very good news. Yeah.
Why don't you go have a look around? There's so much to see.
Under budget by £50,000, this modern, quirky character property with 4 bedrooms has more space inside than Angie and Steve could have wished for. With a fabulous master bedroom suite, 2 potential home offices, and set within a beautiful, secluded location, this house is a strong contender.
Stunning. Absolutely perfect.
Yes, the bubbling brook.
Yeah.
Psychologically, I was ticking the boxes as I walked through. The gates, the gravel driveway, the curbside appeal, recognising the space that it's got. The annex is an additional part of the property that we hadn't expected, but would make extremely good working space. And then the space above the garage could become a cinema room or some kind of games room or additional accommodation for guests. Overall, I would say we are 9.5 out of 10. Great property.
There are really modern features in the house and some really great traditional ones, so I can have my balance of quirkiness and modern. I love the outside space. It's not manicured, but it's beautifully kept. We've got the space for the chooks and the ducks. It's got the space, it's got the ability for us to put even more personality into it, and it has a lot of character. It's warm, it's different, we love it.
Have you seen enough?
Yes, thank you.
I really like those positive smiles.
Very good property.
And we've still one more to show you.
Wow.
For our mystery house, we're staying within Cheshire, but heading north to the hamlet of Hunstanton. Nearby is the market town of Nantwich, whose centre is made up of over 130 listed buildings, including many preserved black and white timber frame structures. A popular local town, the busy High Street is home to everything a couple would need. 7 miles away and overlooking wide open views is our final proposition.
So here we have the mystery house. It's a beautiful detached period barn conversion. It was renovated 6 years ago. It's done to an incredibly high standard. What are your first thoughts?
It pushes all my buttons from modern and sleek, which is possibly what I was trying to get away from. So it's going to cause me a problem.
Yep. What about you, Steve? Because you...
No, I like it. I like the look of it. Yeah, we considered barn conversions, and this certainly, yeah, it looks
beautiful.
impressive. Yeah.
One of the really strong points about this property, I think, is that you've got this stunning rural location. I mean, you know, could you wake up and look at those views every day?
Very nice.
Lovely. And it's so quiet and secluded. Very attractive, well laid out.
Yeah, the development looks nice, even though it's got the neighbours. It looks immaculate.
I think you're going to like the inside. Are you keen to have a look?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I think you're going to be smiling.
Set within a small development of 4 barn conversions, the mystery element is the close proximity of neighbours. However, with such a smart and open plan interior to consider, maybe Angie and Steve will be seduced by its impressive interior design.
OK, so you come straight into this amazing entrance space.
Wow. Whoever lives here has beautiful taste. It's got my name on it.
So from the dining hall, we come into brilliant sized family room.
Nicely done. It is the perfect barn conversion, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a barn at all. I think maybe because you expect wood, beams, A-frames.
OK, well, it flows through nicely from, you know, your entertaining space through. You've got an open plan feel into the kitchen. And look, there we go, lovely ceiling height. The kitchen, again, is done to a fantastic specification, good quality wooden units, nice marble worktops.
So bright, really. Lots of light. Yep, that's what we were looking for in terms of
Oh, yeah.
openness and...
There's another really nice sitting room that I'm going to show you, so let's just wander back through the central entrance hall. It's beautifully done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. The living space is good.
It is, it's beautiful. And spacious, the flow's superb.
The back there it's used as an office, so it's all kitted out as an office, as a home office.
Okay.
I know the two of you were quite keen to have a separate feel to that rather than it be part of the house. And one thing I thought you could do is you'd lose some light, but you could take the double sets of doors out and you could put an internal wall across there and you could access the office by a separate door there at the back. It would give you that separation you needed. You'd know it was there.
Right.
But if you really felt strongly about that, you could separate it from the rest of the house. You've gone very quiet on me. I can hear your brain whirring almost.
I think it's playing into Angie's weakness in the take it immaculate. It's the pristine property and it does what it is. In my head, I'm thinking I want to pick this up and put it somewhere more secluded.
We want the mystery property to challenge you,
Yeah.
to challenge the way you're thinking.
It's doing that.
And
It is doing that.
good. Well, I know what a sucker you both are for a big master suite. We've got one waiting upstairs for you.
The mystery house has divided opinion, so I wonder if upstairs is going to receive harmonious reactions. There are 4 double bedrooms featuring the original beams of the property, which give character and height to the rooms. There's also a stylish family bathroom with neutral decor, but we're heading straight for the main bedroom.
Here we go. How about that for an original feature?
Oh, wow.
Beautiful old A-pillar. It's the old A-frame. It's lovely, isn't it?
That's
Yeah,
funny.
good character.
And it's a good-sized bedroom, extra large. Got an ensuite
That's amazing. It's still well proportioned.
and also a walk-in wardrobe just behind us there.
So much light coming in.
There is a lot of light and there's a lot of character.
It is good space. They're nice.
Let's go downstairs. Let's explore a little bit more and just talk about what the options could be outside.
Okay.
Extending to 1/3 of an acre, the garden's proximity to open fields and uninterrupted views might just prove to be of more interest to Angie and Steve than first meets the eye.
So back in the garden, interestingly, I think of all the properties that we've seen, this one gives you the best options for having some land because the local farmer owns all of the fields around me and you could potentially buy an acre here right opposite you.
Okay.
We've got so much to think about now.
And there's a bit more you need to think about now because I need to know how much you think this property is on the market for.
Ooh.
Oh, it's your turn to
Is
go
it my
first.
turn to go first? I'm going to be very precise and say 649,950.
I'm going to go lower than that. I'm going to say 629,950.
Well, this evening's glass of wine goes to Angie. It's on the market for £650,000. And then, of course, whatever negotiations happened with the land would be in addition to that.
Absolutely.
How does that feel now you know that?
Well, clearly it needs nothing doing to it. You just up and move in.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I haven't actually seen you both this quiet over the last 2 days. I think you need to go and digest. I feel like I've given you a lot to think about.
You have, Ginny.
And that's what the Mystery House is supposed to do.
Yeah.
So why don't you go in, have a look around, explore the garden, go and take a look over the fields.
OK.
£50,000 below budget, our mystery barn conversion is beautifully presented throughout and has a spacious, open-plan layout with 4 bedrooms. It has rural views, as well as the opportunity to purchase land. It's given them a lot to think about.
This property has challenged every requirement I think we had in a house. It has really given us something to think about. Internally, you can't help but be totally impressed by how immaculate it is. It works, it flows, the spaces are big, there's loads of light. I think it's probably just a bit too perfect for me.
It doesn't have the charm that we saw in the previous property because it seems very clinical, very clean, very immaculate. And I would like to put a bit of Steve and Angie into the property to make it feel like ours.
You seen everything you want to see?
I think so.
Good. Final property done. All that's left is for us to find a nice quiet spot and we need to chat.
Okay.
Staffordshire is home to one of the greatest British manufacturing success stories of the last 7 decades. From humble beginnings as a small rural business selling farm trailers, the company has grown to become one of the biggest names in construction and agricultural machinery, and highlights how British innovation has changed the face of farming and building across the globe. I've come to meet Lord Anthony Bamford, son of the founder, at the world headquarters to discover how the county's homegrown machines have become an iconic part of the rural landscape.
How lovely to meet you. I would love you to tell me about your father and about the company that he founded, how it all came about.
Of course. It goes back to 1820 in New Toxteth, and our family started as blacksmiths, and they were shoeing horses, and it gradually went into making things for farms. In 1945, after the war, he wanted to do all sorts of modern things, like welding rather than riveting. And his father got fed up with him and sacked him. So he started on his own. He wasn't allowed to use the name Bamford by the other members of the family, so he called it JCB. And he invented this thing called a backhoe loader. And that was in the early 50s. And that's when we really got into construction machinery.
Worldwide in their distribution, with 12 factories in Britain, the Bamford family have committed to keeping 11 of those factories in Staffordshire, where the company was born.
Why has it been important for your company to stay in this county?
I'm from here, my father's from here, my grandfather. I think obviously that's where our roots are. And we've grown up with many generations now of people. Many of our engineers, their fathers were here, and maybe their grandfathers were. So a lot of it is a sort of family thing.
Over the course of its history, the company's initial production of 2 to 3 products has now flourished into a range of 350, producing over 75,000 machines annually. I think it's time for me to test drive one of the machines, so I'm being given a quick lesson by Agricultural Marketing Manager Richard Foxley.
Hey, Richard.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good, are you?
I'm fine. Now, this is an absolute beast.
Yeah, it's the biggest tractor that we produce.
Are you up for giving me a lesson?
Yes, yeah, let's go and have a go.
OK. I think the first challenge will be getting in it.
And the second challenge I discover is that Richard would actually like me to plough the field.
Great. So,
Right then.
clutch. Engine on.
OK, so to go forward, hold the joystick, press the trigger, and then push the lever forward.
OK.
OK.
This is an absolute monster. It's like driving a really big automatic car.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, an enormous automatic car, but it's actually really simple to drive.
It is. OK, now drop the implement to the ground. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
OK.
Great, so it's in.
So now you turn that on. That engages the cultivator to start going round.
OK.
So now you want to increase the revs of the tractor.
Oh, you can really feel
Feel the power now. Now, if you touch the throttle.
Is slow and steady the best way to keep it straight?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
On a sunny day in the English countryside, I could while away an hour doing this. So how long would it take to plough an acre?
You'll easily cover 60, 70 acres a day with this tractor.
Am I keeping straight?
Yeah, you're covering it all anyway, so you're doing a good job. You're a natural to it. OK, so now drop your revs off now. Perfect.
That was a lot of fun, thank you.
It's easy.
Although world leaders in their industry, it's heartening to see that a homegrown company has remained on UK soil, staying true to their Staffordshire roots.
I'll be back in the summer. I'll be back for the harvest. It's been nice to see such strong and positive reactions from Angie and Steve to both of today's properties. I wasn't that surprised, really. I thought the mystery house would appeal to Angie in particular. But, you know, now thinking back over the day, I have a feeling I might be wrong. There's a lot of contemplating going on there. You know, I sensed a lot more enthusiasm from both of you today for the two properties that we saw. So where are we at? How are you feeling?
Today's been an enlightening day. The first property we saw today really felt at home and felt it delivered so much of what we're looking for.
What about the mystery house, Angie?
On paper, it would be everything I would be looking for. It was a barn, it was immaculate, tidy, clean, straight lines. So I felt a bit of conflict between how I felt about the second property and the mystery house. But it didn't take too long to overcome that. Totally discounted the mystery house.
I find that quite surprising.
I think a lot of people will.
So that quirky house that we saw, what next? What are your plans?
Certainly want to have a second viewing, have another look around. But as Angie said, it's the top of the list.
When we go back and have another viewing, if we're still that enthusiastic, it will hopefully lead to an offer.
But the two of you can imagine starting this next chapter of your life together in your first home together in that house.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's absolutely fantastic news. I'm so thrilled to hear that. Keep us informed.
Absolutely.
We're coming back up in a few weeks, so we make arrangements to go and have another look.
I just wish you so much luck with your move and lots of happiness.
Thank you.
Thank you very
It's
much.
been great fun, and yeah, we've learnt an awful lot.
I've just left two people who I sense are very excited at the prospect that they could have found the property that will become their first home together. A great end to our visit to Staffordshire. Join me next time on Escape to the Country.
And if you'd like to escape to the country in England, Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland and would like our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.